If you walked into a New York art gallery in the 1960s, you'd see Campbell's soup cans hanging on the wall. Not real soup cans, paintings, dozens of identical ones. And you'd ask, is this art? The man who made you ask that exact question was Andy Warhol. Silver wig, dark sunglasses, expressionless face. He never spoke much, but said everything. He brought art to the streets, or brought the streets to art. Nobody was quite sure. This is Andy Warhol's story, from Pittsburgh's dark rooms to New York's bright studios, and from there to the collective unconscious of the entire world. 25 scenes, 25 colors, 25 repetitions. And perhaps for the first time you'll see the man beneath that silver wig. Andrew Warhol was born in Pittsburgh in 1928, the son of an immigrant working-class family from Slovakia. His father worked in coal mines. His mother stayed home. He was sick frequently as a child. Difficult movements, spots on his skin. He spent months in bed. His mother would have him draw to keep him occupied. "Draw, Andrew," she'd say. "What do you dream of?" Andrew would draw pictures of celebrities, movie stars, faces from magazine covers. "I want to be like them," he'd say. His mother would smile. Maybe one day. His mother Julia wrote in beautiful script, ornate, flowing letters. Andrew would watch her for hours. "Mom, how do you do that?" "With patience," Julia would say. And Andrew learned that art begins with technique, but is completed with soul. Years later, he would use his mother's handwriting in his own works, because she was his first teacher. Andrew read magazines at home. Life, Vogue, Harper's Bazaar. Those pages showed him another world, shiny, colourful, perfect. "Is this world real?" he'd ask. No one would answer, because maybe it wasn't. But Andrew wanted to enter that world, at any cost. After high school, he entered Carnegie Institute of Technology, now Carnegie Mellon. Studied graphic design. While other students wanted to make high art, Andrew was interested in advertising and fashion. "You'll never be a serious artist," they said. Andrew didn't respond, but he knew something. Seriousness was killing art. Fun, however, kept it alive. He moved to New York in 1949. $20 in his pocket, a suitcase full of drawings. Started working as a commercial illustrator. Made drawings for Glamour, Vogue, Harper's Bazaar. He was fast, talented, cheap. The Andrew Warhol signature was everywhere. But he wanted more, not just an illustrator, an artist. Andrew Warhol was too long, too Eastern European. He wanted to be American. He shortened it. Andy Warhol. Simple, memorable, pop. When someone asked, "Who's this?" everyone would remember. And they did. In the early 1960s, Andy made a decision. No more commercial illustration, but real art. But what kind of art? Not high, elite, incomprehensible. Art of things everyone knew, saw, used. Soup cans, Coca-Cola bottles, famous faces. "Why can't these be art?" he said. The art world was shocked. In 1962, he exhibited his first Campbell soup can paintings. 32 different flavors, 32 identical cans. Repetition, repetition, repetition. "This isn't art," critics said. "This is a supermarket shelf." Andy smiled. Yes, and that's why it's art. Because he was saying art couldn't be separate from life. Life was consumption. Consumption was art. Andy used the silkscreen technique. Take a photograph, transfer it to screen, print. Repetition, repetition, repetition. "Why don't you do it by hand?" they asked. "Because the machine does it better," Andy said. This was a radical idea. Art didn't have to be handmade. Art was idea and choice. Marilyn Monroe died in 1962. Andy took her photograph and made colourful prints. Pink, yellow, blue Marilyns, All the same, all different. You're turning her into a commodity, they said. No, Andy said. She was already a commodity. I'm just showing it. Elvis Presley, Elizabeth Taylor. Andy did them all because they were the gods America worshipped. And Andy was showing how gods were manufactured. A photograph, some ink, endless repetition. There an icon was born. In 1963, Andy opened a studio in Manhattan, covered the interior with aluminum foil and silver paint. Name, The Factory. This wasn't just a studio, it was a party, a laboratory, a dream world. Artists, actors, musicians, drag queens, everyone came. Andy would sit in the center, watching and filming everything. Andy made films, but not normal films. Sleep, a man sleeping for 6 hours. Empire, the Empire State Building standing still for 8 hours. Unwatchable, they said. Yes, Andy said, because you forgot how to watch. I'm showing you. Andy discovered a rock band, the Velvet Underground. Lou Reed, John Cale, Nico. He became their manager, designed their album cover, Yellow Banana. This music isn't commercial, they said. I don't care, Andy said. This is art. And he was right. Years later, that album became legendary. Nico, German model and singer. Cold, beautiful, distant. Was Andy in love with her? Nobody knows. But he put her in his films, brought her on stage. You're my muse, he said. Nico didn't respond, because she didn't speak. She just existed, just like Andy. June 3rd, 1968. Valerie Solanas, radical feminist writer, came to the factory, drew a gun, shot Andy, 3 bullets. Andy was rushed to the hospital, came back from the brink of death. But he wasn't the same man anymore. I died, he said years later. That day, the real Andy died. After the attack, Andy became more distant. The factory was no longer a party place. It was a workplace. Andy took fewer risks, made more commissioned portraits. You're not the same, friends said. No, Andy said, because I don't want to die. Andy started making portraits for the wealthy and famous. Mick Jagger, Liza Minnelli, collectors. Hundreds of thousands of dollars each. You've sold out, some in art circles said. Andy shrugged. I already sold out. In 1962. Because he always knew art was commerce. In the 1980s, Andy made portraits of political figures. Mao, Lenin, even Ronald Reagan. These are commodities too, he said, just like Campbell's soup. Because to Andy, ideology was also consumed, like a soup can. Andy published Interview magazine, celebrity interviews, fashion, art. You're not a journalist, they said. No, Andy said, I'm a brand owner. And he was right. Interview was part of the Andy Warhol brand, just like soup cans. In the 1980s, he befriended young artist Jean-Michel Basquiat. They created works together. You're exploiting him, they said. No, Andy said. We inspire each other. Basquiat died in 1988. Andy cried for him. Perhaps for the last time, he truly cried. Andy had gallbladder surgery, a simple operation, but something went wrong. February 22nd, 1987, morning. Andy Warhol died. He was 58 years old. Even death is a performance for him, someone said. Maybe it was. His funeral wasn't grand. His family wanted a small ceremony. But the world mourned. Because Andy wasn't just an artist. He was a mirror. And when the mirror broke, everyone felt they'd lost their own reflection. Andy Warhol changed art history. Did he invent pop art? No. But he made it meaningful. Showed that art isn't just in museums, but on streets, in advertisements, in soup cans. Everywhere. Today, Andy Warhol's works sell for millions of dollars. But his real legacy isn't money. It's thought. He showed us. Repetition is beautiful. Consumption is real. And art is life itself, forever. So how do you remember Andy Warhol? As a genius, as a charlatan, or both? Share with us in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss another journey through art history.